This is Grow Omaha Uncut, where you can watch our radio show, including what goes on in the commercial breaks. And be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons.
And all of those things that make Omaha a great place to live or visit. Grow Omaha on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Well, good morning and welcome to the show. Jeff Beals here at your service from NAI NP Dodge Commercial Real Estate Company. We're also brought to you by D&M Roofing, dndmroofing.com. This is the only show in the metro area that talks about business expansion, real estate, and construction. Glad that you have joined us to be a part of it. And without any further ado, my co-host is ready to go, the legendary real estate deal maker himself, Trenton Magid.
You're always too kind. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Jeffrey.
Well, Trenton, this is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday. I know the weather was so nice this morning. It's going to be nice and warm all day today. This is a good day to go out and take advantage of your 15% cash back opportunity at Nebraska Crossing. All you have to do is sign up for the Nebraska Crossing app. And then once there, go ahead and click on Fast Cash. You'll enter your credit card. Always use that credit card anytime you buy something at Nebraska Crossing. And then, through the magic of financial technology, fintech, 15% of your purchases goes into a digital wallet on your phone, and you can use it for anything you want to buy there. No other shopping plaza, mall, property in the world has anything quite like it. Hey, and we also want to let you know that next week we will have a live remote from Nebraska Crossing where we're going to announce a brand new retailer. Trenton?
Well, if Nebraska Crossing owns Saturdays, this gives our listeners an opportunity to own part of Saturdays because they can use that cash out.
15% of it.
Absolutely. So go out and take advantage of that, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Jeff, sad news. On Wednesday, Omaha and the world lost a legendary person, a good friend of mine, actually my preschool teacher at Montessori. And I'm talking, of course, many people know Levon Plambeck. And if you didn't get a chance to meet her, she was small in stature, but a giant in the world of early childhood education. Levon Plambeck, my condolences to her, her husband Don, and Pam and Patty, her daughters. 125th, there's about 5 buildings on 125th and Pacific Street. Many other locations in Omaha. I think they had about 8 Montessoris. She sold them a couple years ago. She had about 8 in Denver, one with the Bass Brothers in Fort Worth, Texas. She consulted in Tokyo, but she did wonders for the advancement of the Montessori method, and I'm a product of that, if you want to know. And she was a very smart, successful, funny person, but what a lot of people don't realize is not only did she excel in education, and there's the Plambeck Center at University of Nebraska at Kearney where she donated a lot of money and her talents and her a lot of her methods and a lot of her inventory of what she put together and what she created to teach future teachers. She was amazing in real estate, and Don and Levon Plambeck knew how to invest in real estate, not just the schools, but in farms and other stuff. And she always called me kid. She called me a week ago today for another real estate assignment, and you couldn't tell anything was a matter with her. She was talking about how we both went to Oakdale Elementary School on Center Street.
She a little before you.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, she was 88. And so I'll miss her, love that family, and thank you, Levon.
Well, that's a nice tribute, Trenton, and a pretty cool story that your preschool teacher ends up being your client decades later. It's a great story.
She was still teaching me, I guarantee you.
And a nice tribute. Well, let's go into our development news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage. Eagle Mortgage knows mortgages, partly because they've been doing it for 30 years and partly because they just have such qualified people that are so well trained and experienced. And then partly because they take really good care of clients. They really like to shepherd people through the whole home lending, borrowing process. It doesn't matter whether you're looking at a conventional FHA or VA, they do all of it. And as we always say, It is foolish to go into battle if you are not armed with a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage. Yeah, it's battle these days, folks. It's so hard to find a house. You need that pre-approval letter, and if you want a pre-approval letter, there's only one place to get it, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Well, a couple of big news items this week. First on the docket, Project Viking is now being graded. Site preparation is well underway for Project Viking. This is at the 72nd and State intersection, southwest corner. That's just a little bit south of 72nd and I-680, north central Omaha. Project Viking is going to be a last-mile warehouse for Amazon, about 142,000 square feet. And Trenton, a lot of people have heard us talk about the big Amazon project, 2 million square feet plus at Highway 50 and 370. They've heard us talk about other ones. This was one that probably a lot of people don't know about, and it's yet another sign of the power and the reach of Amazon. Amazon is peppering the metro area with warehouses.
I believe an Amazon warehouse opens up every day in this country. And we have 4 projects in Omaha. There should be another one announced, we believe, in Council Bluffs, about 270,000 square feet. And if you need to pour a driveway or need steel for your building and you're not getting it for a while, Amazon and their brethren in tech, and I'm not knocking them because they know what they're doing, but they're responsible for a lot of shortages, and they'll pay whatever it takes to get it when they want it. And
your shortages of construction materials,
absolutely, and labor, and they have the clout. So you can imagine if most of the concrete that first in the morning goes to their projects, it can affect a lot of other industries. But we're all, for better or for worse, we're all guilty of it because we have those Amazon boxes and those Prime boxes. So they know what they're doing.
Well, a tax increment financing request goes before the planning board this week, or actually next week, for Blackstone East Mixed-Use Development Building, the Blackstone East Mixed-Use Building. This is going to be a 9-story building on a piece of land that is currently a surface parking lot immediately west of the Cottonwood Hotel, Old Blackstone Hotel, in the Blackstone District. This would be about a $44 million project. Like I said, 9 stories, 161 apartments, 20,000 square feet of retail. I would have an adjacent 400-stall parking garage. They're requesting $6.2 million in tax increment financing money for this $44 million project. And Trenton, this will really fill a gaping hole in the Blackstone District, because if you're at the Cottonwood Old Blackstone Hotel and you want to walk to all of the other stuff, you go by that dead zone there, and that dead zone is short for this world.
The parking garage is key, but they ought to work on that name better than like a mixed-use something project. They should come up with a catchier, shorter name. I will
contact the developer and give them that recommendation.
Well, I'm sure they listen to the show.
They do.
At least they did until today.
I want to talk a little bit about a major real estate deal that you completed just recently, about a week ago, Trenton, and that is Canfield Plaza, 84th and Center.
Yeah, congratulations to Schumacher Enterprises, a great longtime client, great family, and I helped them acquire Canfield Plaza, which was the home of the namesake Canfield Sporting Goods, your rugged outdoor superstore, whatever they called it.
Rugged outdoor superstore.
Thank you, Jeff.
84th and Center in the Canfield Plaza.
Dude, oh, that's a funplex. So anyway, they acquired that, and we managed and leased it for 7 years. And over the last couple of years, they decided they want to trade into something else. And so we did 4 different transactions. People most can recognize the Goodwill Industries bought their portion of the building and really refaced it, added a couple docks, really cleaned it up, really neat. And then the corner property where Westlake Ace Hardware was purchased by the folks from Mega Saver, and they're going to put a new store there on the end cap where Aiken's health food store was, and put up gas pumps and canopies. And then an investment group led by Tim Kerrigan purchased the rest of it, and they'll take over the management. And so it was a win-win-win-win-win for everyone involved. And that reminds me, I got a call yesterday, and I had to be downtown, and a gentleman called me from a national, or actually international company named Dave. Thank you, Dave. And said he listens to the show and had some big real estate needs. And I'm like, okay, great. I'll meet you in 20 minutes. And we did that in one of my properties downtown. And that reminds me, I don't talk enough about what I do as a commercial real estate broker for leasing and sales. So if you need that or have friends that need that, call Trenton. I'm just not this voice on the radio or this beautiful figure on YouTube. But I looked at the camera. That's why the voice changed. So that's what we do. And NAI, MP Dodge, we're everything business real estate.
And finally, United Hemispheres magazine had a feature called The Most Remarkable Waterfronts in the United States.
Omaha?
Number 1 was Boston. Number 2, Memphis. Number 3, Los Angeles. Number 4, Buffalo. Number 5, Omaha. They talked about the revitalization of 3 parks, Missouri River Pedestrian Bridge, and the $101 million planned under construction Kiewit Illuminarium Science Museum.
Never saw that coming.
And that is your News of the Week, brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. Hey, when we come back, we're going to bring on the local owners of Cheer Athletics, a Dallas company that has decided to come to Omaha. You're going to be impressed with what this company does and how big of a catch this was for Omaha. All of that coming up and more. You're listening to Jeff and Trenton on Grow Omaha, brought to you by NAI, NP Dodge, and D&M Roofing. Back in a moment on News Radio 1110 KFAB. Okay, guys. When we have 2 people sharing a microphone, it often works better to stand up a little bit, if you don't mind.
And put your hands in each other's opposite pockets. Oh, you don't think I'm serious?
We got to cuddle?
Yeah, only if you're really comfortable with each other. Okay. And when you talk in the microphone, go right into it, okay?
Okay.
I'm taller than it, so it's okay.
You got the cheer bling on,
So you just kind of go right into it like that, and then you guys can just like take turns, whoever wants to talk, and or some questions you might both want to answer, some just one, whatever feels
Don't be
right.
nervous. This will be on the internet forever.
Thanks, Trent. I appreciate that.
That's the way of making you feel comfortable, doesn't he? Yeah. So how's the space coming along?
Well, I mean, since you brought up the whole Amazon taking all the products, that's kind of what we've been up against a little
Yeah.
bit with, getting steel and
Yeah.
all that stuff. But it's trucking along.
So we
Good,
actually
good.
leased a temporary space.
Yeah, one portal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yep.
okay,
So we were gonna probably announce that.
okay, yeah,
Yeah, so you can talk. So is that where people find you?
For right now, yes. Until
okay. So, how long do you think you'll be in the temporary?
hopefully only 2 months.
Oh, okay. Not too bad.
Now, is there an age limit for tryouts? Because I was thinking about coming over.
Hey, as long as you wear the 2-piece uniform, Trent,
Yeah.
that's my only requirement.
I've got on into this, and we're good.
Would he have to? Would he have to manscape?
Probably.
Well,
Otherwise, you might scare some of the customers, other customers away.
I want to be the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, we can definitely
make it
work on
happen.
that. There's co-ed teams.
Yeah. We'll just make sure we get some sturdy people to be on the.
I
on
get
the
enough
bottom.
crap for liking Pitch Perfect. I don't think. What's the cheerleading movie?
Oh, Bring It On.
Bring
Bring
it
it on,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3, or how many are they up to?
Oh gosh.
Gosh, I feel like they've done a lot. There's a lot of spin-offs, I feel
What
like.
if I told you there was a way to
And
slow
the age just kind of gets cheesier.
sharper, more focused, and improve your memory to a level that you could only
Oh
dream
man,
about.
what the hell?
And notice
90
these
people.
results
Oh, I heard about that. That is
We
crazy.
haven't talked about. There's 5 women supposedly. 5 people.
That's horrible.
For COVID. It was. But they haven't said whether it's from Mexico or where they're from. But it's human smuggling
Oh my gosh.
in Houston.
They were packing people in their.
And that house looks really small to shove 90.
Yeah.
But it looks like a very nice neighborhood. It could be any neighborhood.
We had 30 people over at our house for a family gathering last Saturday. That was pretty crowded.
Well,
I
yeah.
couldn't imagine.
But
90.
they don't talk about the perpetrators or who owns the house or any of that stuff yet. Apparently that's illegal.
Easy.
Human smuggling. Officer, I forgot human smuggling is illegal.
That is.
That's why I did it during the break.
That is my favorite noise on earth. I take that back. My second favorite noise. My favorite noise is when you have oysters and the way the shells
Oh, yeah.
clink against the dishes. In fact, sometimes when I have oysters, when I'm done eating,
Or when they hammer them open, or when they
no, just when you're clanking them,
Yeah.
and you set them on the plate.
Tink.
Sometimes I'll just tap them on the plate myself because I like that noise so much. Or I tap them together.
How does that
a little
compare to?
bit. It's way better than that. and cleaner.
I cleared
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Although oysters are kind of.
All right, work with us, Delaney.
Seriously, oyster shell's my favorite sound.
Oysters are one of my favorite foods.
Yeah. Oh, I like them charbroiled
Yeah, they
myself.
taste like anything you put on them.
No, you eat them charbroiled with garlic and butter.
KFAB and KFAB.com, an iHeart radio station.
And welcome back to the show, Grow Omaha, News Radio 1110 KFAB, brought to you by D&M Roofing. That is Omaha's premier roofing contractor. They also do siding as well, residential and commercial. We love them because they're such good people and they take such good care of Grow Omaha listeners. You can find them online at dandmroofing.com. Well, we're going to introduce you to a very cool new business coming to Omaha. It's called Cheer Athletics, and it is part of the top all-star cheer gym company in the entire world. We have the local owners with us, Tiffany Wolf and Sarah Carpenter. Tiffany and Sarah, good morning and welcome to the show.
Hi guys, good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Good to have you guys with us. And a lot of people who are in the cheer world know all about it. Those of us who are not, this is kind of new to us. So let's start, before we talk about the business, about what is All-Star Cheer? How big is it, and why is it becoming so popular around the world?
I know, but you can tell the audience and Jeff.
All-Star Cheer is just a huge sport. It's a huge different cheerleading than high school cheer. They're doing more stunting, more tumbling, a lot more team stuff that Omaha or area high schools don't do.
Okay, and then I also understand it was recently declared an Olympic sport.
It's still kind of in the,
The trial
Approval?
phase,
the approval phase, but we're hoping that it's going to be, within the next couple years. So.
Okay, so it's on its way to being official then.
Correct.
Okay.
I read about that in my cheerleading monthly. When I was a child,
that's a red flag when guys like you order. Okay, go ahead.
True. When I was a child and it had cheer athletics been around back then, I probably would have done that. But instead, I became a body contortionist, and and I think I really would have liked cheerleading.
Well, you were just born too soon, evidently. So, but back to cheer athletics. Okay, so the company was started in the Dallas area. It was headquartered in the Dallas area. It's become popular, and now it's reached a level of prestige that is really amazing.
Yeah, it really has. So the Plano, Texas location is the original location, and that started about 25 years ago. And just this past year, the World's team out of Plano actually performed on America's Got Talent and made it through the second round and did an absolutely fabulous job. And anybody who got a chance to watch that, I mean, those athletes are just absolutely amazing. And to see what they can do and the abilities that just keep growing and growing within the sport is pretty phenomenal.
And
It really helped put it on the map, helped put all-star cheerleading on the map for people that hadn't even seen it. I mean, even the judges were shocked that this was something so different that they had never seen.
I mean, there's a lot of athleticism and skill and obviously practice that goes into it. And cheer athletics, you're gonna be near 144th and what is that? 144th and
Highway 370
Highway 370
in the RNR
but
Commerce Park.
But you've got a temporary facility on Portal Road. Talk about what you're looking for as far as, do you call them students or are they members? What do you?
They're athletes.
Athletes? Okay.
Yeah, athletes.
Student athletes.
Yep. So our location, unfortunately, has been delayed due to like you mentioned, the construction with Amazon taking over all of the product. So we're hoping to be in our permanent home in July. So for now, we have a temporary space on 104th and Portal Road, the old Defy Gravity. So we'll have our tryouts and start our practices and do all that there for now. And it's going to be a great space. We put a lot of work into getting that up and running. So we'll actually start this week hosting camps and clinics. And our ages run from 3 up to 20 as far as our teams go. And it was really a blessing. Sarah and I both went through a really long process to bring cheer athletics to Omaha. And it's something that we're both extremely passionate about because the sport is, obviously it's a sport, but it's so much more in developing character, developing passion and drive, work ethic. And it's something that we both are striving to really, bring a whole new level of that to Omaha and develop these kids into just great human beings.
And it's more than athletics and cheerleading and flipping in the air and stuff like that. You're teaching them character, and you also invest in their well-being, right?
100%. That's really important to us, is to know the kids, know what that's going on in their life, really be present and this is their extra home. It's their home away from home. So if they have anything they need, they can always go to us and know that we care about them and we are interested and invested in them also.
Now, this is boys and girls?
Correct. Yep.
Now, the company, as we said, started in the Dallas area, Plano, but it's my understanding that Omaha is the 10th location. What are some of the other locations, and was it hard to convince them to come to Omaha? Because most of the other locations, when I looked at the list, were substantially larger markets.
It was definitely about a 6-month journey for us to get this whole thing going. Lots of interviews and Zooms and all of that. And it wasn't too hard to convince, just because we care so much about this sport. And their decision and what they, brought back to us was, it was our character and our passion and drive for the sport, and knowing that the brand would be in good hands here in Omaha. And that was really what was kind of the solidifying factor with them, as far as letting us have that franchise.
So it's very much a team sport, but are there cheerleading icons? Like we know Mary Lou Retton in gymnastics and Carrie Strug and people like that. Are there in the industry, or are there well-known cheerleading graduates?
Yes.
Yes. There's a lot.
They're cheerlebrities.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of the trading cards at home, but go ahead.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah. So one of the
They go on to be teachers, or?
A lot of them go on to be coaches. Some have gone on to be gym owners.
YouTube stars.
Oh, yes, very much so. One of the biggest names right now in the sport is Gabby Butler, and she was on Cheer on Netflix. She was on that show. She's very well known.
Is that a series, or what is it?
It was a series on Netflix, yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to clarify that for Jeff.
Yeah. You'll be watching that tonight now, Jeff.
There are a lot of
cheerlebrities.
There are a lot of athletes, though, that come from cheer athletics that go to colleges on full ride scholarships. They're able to cheer in college, go and get that scholarship from being on such a prestigious team and working really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's my understanding that because cheer athletics is so popular, and there are not very many of them in the country, and not within a couple few 100 miles of Omaha, is this the type of thing that will draw people, customers into the Omaha area who live substantially away from the city?
Yes. I actually just had a conversation with a mom who lives up in Pisner, and they're willing to drive down here to practice because they're so excited about having cheer athletics here in Omaha. We know families that live, especially like on the East Coast, that drive 3.5 hours. There's kids down in the Dallas area that we know drive 6-7 hours sometimes just to get to practices. So it's a very dedicated, committed sport. It's unlike any other sport who has a bench where you can pull somebody up to, fill in. It is 100% team on the floor working together. So there's no backups necessarily.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about moving out of town until you guys announced. So pretty excited about that.
We definitely have a spot for you, Trenton.
All right,
on our Open 6 team.
It's
okay.
it's the soon to be announced over 50 and out of shape team.
My position.
It's a new division. We can make it happen.
The over 50 and out of shape. That's
my position is left out, right?
Bench warmer. You said there's not a bench, but for one guy. At any rate, Sarah Carpenter and Tiffany Wolf, we appreciate you joining us. Best of success with cheer athletics. Like we said, eventually a permanent location at Highways 50 and 370, but temporary location on Portal Road. May 1st is the big day.
What's the website?
It's going to be www.cheerathletics.com, and then you just search for the location, and we're Omaha.
Okay.
Outstanding. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Thank
guys,
you,
for having
guys.
us and for all your support.
You bet. Tiffany Wolf and Sarah Carpenter, Cheer Athletics. When we come back, we're going to have our Noddle Company's real estate development spotlight, and we're going to talk about a bunch of happenings in the hotel world. Dan Merrick of MH Hospitality will be joining us. You're listening to Jeff and Trenton on Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge. News Radio 1110 KFAB.
Nicely done.
Good job, guys.
Thank you guys.
You
for
can,
having
it'll be
us.
up. It'll be posted pretty
Yep,
soon.
by tomorrow. Yep.
Oh, we got to get a picture, Amy? Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know that you're leaving. So.
We should have brought Trent in a uniform.
I know.
You got one?
We can.
Do you need a mascot?
1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah, well, good luck with the opening.
Yeah,
and,
we're excited.
I would like to come see this the facility when it's all done.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
we're
a
gonna
little
do
tour.
like a big grand opening, probably
good.
mid-July.
Okay.
We're gonna get
Okay.
like food trucks and a band and
Okay.
do a big huge blowout party. So
That's really cool. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Because the picture of that one of the other facilities that I put on the newsletter.
Yeah.
I assume it'll look kind of like
It'll
that.
look,
Yeah.
it's actually, it's just exactly like the
Okay.
playground gym.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
They went
Okay.
kind of big.
Okay. Oh, so how many square feet?
we'll have 30,000 square
30,000.
feet.
Wow.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. We're
You
really
guys
excited.
get a lot of out-of-towners then come in for events?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark would tell you about all the hotel rooms that we could set you up with on group rates.
Oh,
You don't want to
Perfect.
stay anywhere
We
else.
like connections.
You want to know this guy. This guy wants to know you.
Yeah.
Mark, he's just sticking around. He's going to give you a nice setup.
Yeah.
Great cards.
That's fantastic.
Perfect.
But-
Well, thanks again, guys.
yeah,
We
you bet,
appreciate
Tiffany.
it.
It's good to see you.
And
Yeah.
Craig was making fun of me this morning. He's like, "You'll be fine."
No, you did great. Yeah. Well, and I'll and Craig and I talk a fair amount, so
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll put a bug in his ear that I want to tour when you guys are ready.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
yeah.
We will for sure invite you guys over and come check it out.
Good, good,
All
good.
right.
Thanks.
Well, thank you.
Thank
So
you.
horse show we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the kids are showing at a horse show today, so we're back down there.
Nice
Where's
to
that
meet
at?
you, Sarah.
Down in
Nice
Bellevue.
Bellevue.
Oh, nice. What kind of horses? Just all?
Mine is on a Welsh pony, so she does jumping over the fences.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And
We have
same
a
with her.
large Oldenburg, big warm blood horse, so.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah.
Warm blood.
Some horses are cold-blooded?
No. What does that mean, warm blood?
Well, after a few years.
They're usually a little stiffer than
Thank you guys.
Good luck.
Take care.
We'll lower. Just
Yeah,
lower
it'll be
that
fine.
down to whatever's that chair's. Oh, that's not so bad.
That's perfect.
We had
You guys are getting good at this.
Did we get rid of the lowrider?
Yeah, for 17 years.
Yeah, 70 years you can nail this stuff.
I finally did.
Oh, you got rid of it?
It's right there.
Oh, okay. Because we had this chair that was the ultimate lowrider. Basically, your butt was scraping the ground when you sat on it.
Oh,
So
wow.
I thought you had that one, but you didn't.
So I thought it was interesting, you know, the chamber came out yesterday and it was the first ribbon cutting in 13 months.
Really? Oh, by the way, I was going to go attend
it's
that
good.
yesterday, and something got caught. I got caught up with something
Yeah.
that I didn't have to do. I just got
Right.
caught up with it, and then later when I was going home, like, oh crap, I missed them.
We were a little unprepared. I mean, we had pretty high occupancy, so our parking wasn't great.
Oh,
There was
okay.
problems.
Okay.
associated, But I don't want to say that. They did a great job. Yeah.
Did you get a lot of people that showed up?
Too hard.
This has been
That's
recorded,
good.
by the way.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
people, it was just 82 degrees. It was a Friday
Nice.
afternoon. We had free liquor.
Oh, that helps.
We had everything going for us.
Well, I'm upset because I had
At
my
4
heart
o'clock,
setting
right?
on winning the prize. Was there some big prize
Yeah,
or something?
we always raffle off a big screen TV.
Oh, okay, that's what it was, yeah. Yeah. So Trenton didn't win it?
Well, not this time,
Okay.
but close.
Cool.
Free.
How many hotel
Middle
rooms
of
are
the
there?
camera is
15,000?
Yeah. I guess.
Well, it's
I
a
like to
good
pull it.
question. I
Yeah.
probably
Nobody
should
knows
know.
that answer. Maybe they.
I think it's
Vince
probably
would
higher than
remember.
that.
It's,
I remember it was only
Do you
like 5 or
post
6,000.
YouTube
I mean,
Like 20 years
I
ago.
mean, we'll be.
No, Chris is the one.
Yeah, I think it's higher than that.
well, right before the pandemic, I think is when,
Nice.
because now there's
I mean,
some,
downtown alone.
some of them
where
left.
We stay out of downtown
Yeah.
alone is 3,000.
now you're Kansas City based, right?
Yeah, well, I live in Nashville now, but everything's
Okay.
still in Kansas City.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
You got a plane?
don't ask him about that. He wants a plane, but no, we do not have a plane. we didn't find that was a good use of it. Utilization.
Well,
We buy land. We have the capital to do that. We
you
don't
could be
need planes.
like Warren Buffett and name it the Indefensible.
The
Remember when he had a plane, he
Yep.
named it the Indefensible?
Now he has a bunch of net jets, probably.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't need the Indefensible anymore.
Yeah.
Did you bring any kids today?
Oh yeah, Maddie's in the conference room. My daughter sometimes comes with me. In the morning we go to breakfast. I prep for the show. She does whatever she does with listening to music and all that. And then it's supposed to be doing homework in there, but I bet if we went and looked at what she was doing on her laptop, it wouldn't be homework.
Right.
At any rate, the lights turn off in that conference room.
If you don't
If
move.
there's not enough movement, so she'll just sit there.
Does she know how to turn them on?
Oh yeah, all you have to do is go like this.
Yeah, okay.
But she doesn't mind. She don't, because I'll walk in there after the show every day, and there's just this little glow of
The
a
dark,
computer
yeah.
screen, but everything else is dark.
Okay.
Should be asleep. So we'll do another one in about a month, another ribbon cutting on the dual brand at 72nd and Haskell, you know that?
Yeah.
And it's like an extended stay on the right.
What's the extent?
And I have that as May 10th.
Which brands?
It's Hilton, it's always Hilton.
Yeah, and is that May 10th?
flags?
Home 2 and a True by Hilton. It's the first True in the city.
It
Is
is?
that May 10th?
It'll be June.
June, should I put June? Okay.
Yeah, we got to get open May 10th, and then about a month later.
Okay, so open May 10th, but ribbon cutting in June.
That's correct.
Okay, and then we'll talk a little bit cutting in June.
But I think
So-
it's important to be the dual brands. It's a very unique
Okay.
concept across the country.
Yeah,
And
I stayed in one once.
Yeah.
In last Memorial Day at Rapid City.
Does that help with staffing?
It does. And one pool, one kitchen, economies all the way through
Yeah.
on a per unit basis.
So
it's cheaper to build.
It was a True that I stayed in Rapid
Yeah.
City, and then I think it was.
Are you familiar with ghost kitchens for restaurants?
Oh, so I'm learning about it, but I don't know much
So
about it.
before we
Yeah,
go there, I
Mr.
want to
Mr.
I want to make sure we have everything set for the segment. So we'll start with the one you did yesterday, then the dual brand, and then mention the Hampton. We're going to talk about the Hampton you're going to build.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you want.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
I didn't.
Definitely want to talk about
The construction costs have slowed me up on
Yeah.
that, right?
that. It's still on.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many hotels have you built?
Well, so but not all in Omaha. Sometimes we bought existing. We started with the Comfort Inn behind Billy Frog. Remember
Really?
way back in the day? And
Yeah.
it was a real estate guy I bought it from. He's
What?
an office guy.
20 seconds.
From CBRE. I can't remember his name.
Oh, I know who it was.
Yeah, Paul Lefebvre or something
Yeah.
like this.
Thank you.
Why in the heck is that Holiday Inn closed? That Holiday Inn Express.
I already
Why has
have
it been
2
closed?
minutes.
It's not my deal. I don't
All
know.
right.
It's been closed for a couple of years, hasn't it?
Impressed.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Before the
COVID.
show even ends.
Yeah.
COVID.
So
You
is
know,
that never going to reopen?
so March of last year, I ran 9% in my hotels.
Wow.
Oh, God.
This month, I'm running 68% across the country.
Which is.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Yeah.
that's what it's close.
It's expensive looking.
What do I put?
And welcome back to the show. Jeff Beals and Trenton Maggin sitting here. We are from NAI NP Dodge Commercial Real Estate, and we're also brought to you by D&M Roofing. And now it's time for your weekly commercial real estate development spotlight, brought to you by Noddle Companies. Noddle Companies, among other projects, is the developer of Exarban Village. And last week we had the manager of the Interrail Food Hall on the show talk to us about Culprit Cafe going there, the Chinese puff pastry place, the New Mexican concept. Well, also now, we mentioned this was coming a while back, but now open in Exarban Village is Chlorophyll by Kinghorn Gardens. Chlorophyll, that's the thing that makes plants green, Trenton.
Yeah.
By Kinghorn Gardens, now open in Exarban Village, 1917 South 67th Street. It's across from the Interrail Food Hall. Absolutely beautiful plant and flower boutique. I went around and took a peek in there.
Can you buy stuff?
Oh yeah, it's a for-profit.
Okay.
But,
No,
yeah.
I know that.
I
didn't just know if it was like scenery and.
Oh no, yeah, it's basically a florist and plant shop.
Okay, excellent.
And then they also had a bunch of product outside, and just beautiful. It really adds to that whole ambiance of the plaza between the HDR building and the Interrail Food Hall building.
Probably dog friendly with the dog park right there.
Yeah, the whole place is just, and especially with weather like this weekend, you definitely want to be out at a place like Exarban Village. And that is your real estate development spotlight, brought to you by Noddle Companies. Noddle Companies is an Omaha-based full-service real estate firm that does projects not only locally but in other parts of the country. You can reach them online at noddlecompanies.com or go to the Noddle Companies Facebook page. Well, we want to bring on Dan Merrick. He is head of MH Hospitality, a hotel development company that has done numerous projects here in Omaha. We've talked to him in the past, but there's a lot going on in the hospitality world here in Omaha, so it's time to have you back. Dan, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Congratulations. Yesterday you had the official celebration and ribbon cutting for your Home 2 Suites by Hilton product at Saddle Creek and Dodge. How did that go?
Oh, it went great. You know, we opened last fall, but with COVID, you know, we elected to wait to bring people through, and the chamber indicated to me that it was the first ribbon cutting in 13 months. So things are heading in the right direction.
Welcome to the other side. So when you started that project by the Med Center, did you know about the next project, the $2.6 billion Department of Defense, Homeland Security?
So I wish I could tell you that we were that smart, but we were just blessed and lucky.
Yeah.
And that's part of
that. Had to be a good day. And they're supposed to announce that, ladies and gentlemen, any time now.
Yes, and they've been rather active, and they've been a great partner of ours.
Now, want to ask you a little bit before we talk about some of your other projects. Want to get an idea just how bad last year was for not only your company, but the industry in general. There was probably no industry, including restaurants, that was more directly damaged by the pandemic and associated government shutdowns than the lodging business.
Sure.
How bad was it, and how much have you recovered?
It was like falling off a table. I went from 72% occupancy in my hotels booked to 9%, sometimes having more employees than I had guests. My second day into really knowing that this was a problem, you know, Dundee Bank gave me a call, Jeff Royal, and we talked and put a plan together, and within a week, you know, we moved into a 6-month plan for all of our hotels, and then of course after that, you know, we had PPP money and some other things that came too. But if you didn't have a relationship and great partners, it was really, really tough.
So the pandemic was not in your business plan, is what you're saying?
No, it was not in our it was not in our business plan. We didn't know how to handle it. We didn't know plexiglass was going to go up there. We didn't know the length of it, so we planned for a long term.
Mm-hmm. And you were right.
Yeah,
unfortunately, yes.
and now occupancy is back up to what?
I think on same store sales, meaning like stuff that's been stabilized out there in the marketplace. We're blessed. You know, I have a great marketing team. It's not really this way for everybody, but we're in the low 60s on our existing stuff, and we're approaching, you know, this last week, I mean, we're sold out a number of places all across the country.
That's fantastic.
Sports teams are driving it. I think both mom and dad want to get out of the house, and they want to go with sports teams. It used to be who's going this weekend. Now they're both going, and they like to get out a little bit now. I think it's working.
Where have you seen, on a national level and local, not necessarily just yours, but are prices back up? Are they higher, lower than they were before COVID?
Commodity prices are up. We pay more for milk and eggs and everything else, but ADR has not snapped back to where we need it to be. We're getting
ADR meaning?
Average daily rate.
Okay.
You know, we're about $10 or $15 a night off of where we really need to be to get back to 2019.
Right. So, which was a great year.
It was the best year ever in lodging. So we're 85% of where we were in 2019 going into
extremes. Wow.
Yeah. Dan, we want to talk about two of your other projects. The first one is getting really close to opening in a little over a week, and that is a unique dual-branded product in South Central Omaha near 72nd and I-80. Tell us about that.
Well, it's a unique concept for the brands. They have an extended stay hotel on the right side, for example, and a limited service hotel on the left side. There's economies in labor to do so, and also what it does, it deters other brands from coming in because you both have the extended stay model and a limited service hotel right in that location.
Were those both new construction? Because that was, I mean, I spent a good part of my life there between chamber events at the Holiday Inn Convention Center at the time, and then the Ramada Inn, whatever. And when there was no competition, that's where every event seemed to be, by the Big O show, if you remember that, Jeff, and every chamber event, and then also in high school, the FBLA state conference and everything. And now Omaha's really expanded and probably tripled the amount of hotel rooms. But were those both new construction projects?
Yes, they're both new construction projects. We got lucky that we went after it with Dicon. In May, we got our footings done. In May, 12 months later, we'll be at finish. So a 12-month, 138-room project. I applaud their work on that. In terms of lumber, we elected, that was a COVID environment, we elected to keep going. Now, we look really genius-like because the lumber prices went fivefold higher.
Right.
But trust me, it was just a matter of we elected to just persevere.
And that dual-branded concept is Home 2 Suites by Hilton and True by Hilton. This is the first True by Hilton in the metro area.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, last project we want to mention, and we're talking with Dan Merrick of MH Hospitality, Kansas City-based hospitality development company with multiple properties here in Omaha. The other one is a planned building really close to your other one in the Med Center area.
Yes, right next to Don and Millie's. We're planning a limited service Hampton, about 90 units with retail on the first floor. And we're early in the pricing process, and we're early in the maybe a little bit of slightly redesigned process, but we plan to get going in the fall on that. But there's been sticker shock across the country.
Hard to budget.
Hard to lock prices. Even subcontractors won't lock prices because they don't know what their materials are going to cost. So everybody's gun shy out there right now.
Okay, so that'll be a Hampton Inn, and we understand 7 stories, or is that maybe subject to change?
I think it'll be closer to 6 stories. It's a little. There'll be some redesign on room types to tighten it up a little bit.
Briefly, why Omaha?
Well, I have a really good staff in Omaha. I mean, I got people that've been with me 9-10 years that I just, you go to war with them and you day in and day out, and you can really trust them. I sleep better knowing that I have a really great banking relationship in Omaha. But also, I think if you looked at the lodging market in general, Omaha, when I entered Omaha 10 years ago, Omaha had a quite a dated supply of hotel rooms. And that's what gets lost. If you look at 72nd Street, for example, Quality Inn went away and it got knocked over. The Regency Lodge went away, it got knocked over. A lot of old hotels are getting knocked over. When I came to Omaha, it had one of the oldest Hampton Inns at Westroads that I'd ever seen in the United States of America. But Hampton Inn's a great brand. It had one of the oldest Residence Inns that I'd ever seen in America at 69th that ended up being a Sonesta Suites, and then 3 Residence Inns come in, right? So Omaha was in a regeneration period with a great business climate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Dan,
Thanks for doing business here.
Yeah, we appreciate your investment in the community and appreciate you joining us on Grow Omaha today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Dan Merrick, MH Hospitality, with new projects all over the Omaha area. When we come back, it'll be the lightning round. A lot of things in a short period of time. You're listening to Jeff and Trenton on Grow Omaha, brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
So great job. So
Thank you. That was good.
Thanks. So ghost kitchens are perfect for hotel restaurants because there's so much dead time. And Uber Eats, brings the Uber Eats or Postmates or any of those delivery services.
Yeah.
DoorDash.
Yeah, the brands are really sticklers about us. Thank you.
Thanks, Amy.
So thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It helps us to plug these hotels before we open.
Yeah.
I can't tell you, it helps our marketing team so much.
Good.
And I need to do a little bit more of that. And I really appreciate you guys letting
Social
me
media is
plug.
lesser evil.
Well, and I really appreciate you letting me plug. I was going to slip in Dundee Bank because I got to tell you,
that's fine. Yeah.
Dundee Bank, they did more PPP loans than anybody.
Who runs that now?
Jeff Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the second call. Usually, like I went through 2009. And I dreaded that he was in my voicemail.
Right.
And it was like, how can I help? I know it's going to be bad. And I said, well, I'm at 9% occupancy in the last 48 hours.
Do you interest only, or what do you?
Oh, well, they did a diffusance deal with and they didn't get hit by the deal, so they gave us 90 days there. By the time that came around, we had PPP, and I swear we had more employees than guests. I did $16,000 in revenue in April last year. I did $272 the year before in my Hampton Inn in Exarban. So I was like, and then we were getting ready to pour footings or not pour footings, and I said, this won't be long term, right? Yeah. I was like, this can't be long term. We'll figure this out. This isn't going to be long term. I said, I'll be shocked if at the end of summer this isn't fixed. Yeah. And then it got really real.
Sure as shit. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we had to go and we did plexiglass on the front desk, and I said, this is like Fort Knox. This is
Yes, I
I
can't wait
feel
till
so
masks
bad
come
for my
on.
10
employees.
seconds.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Have a good rest of the weekend.
Yeah, you too. Thanks again.
You bet.
Thanks, Mark.
Bye.
Going fast.
Time
Action
to
pad.
finish strong.
Alex Gordon. Details at djshero.org.
And welcome back to the show. This is your lightning round brought to you by Turner Construction. Turner Construction is one of the world's best known construction companies. They do so many different projects. And a lot of people here in Omaha, when they think of Turner, they think of the big Sarpy County data center because it is so, well, big and noticeable. But Turner does all sorts of projects around town. A lot of times just a company will have them, build a new branch store for them or do some renovations in an office building or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's a full service construction firm, full service contractor. And if by any chance you are a person who is looking for a new opportunity in the construction trades, you definitely want to think about Turner. They take really good care of people. They're sensitive to the markets in which they operate, loyal to those cities where they operate. And certainly that has been the case since they came here into Omaha. We're proud to have Turner Construction as a sponsor of the Lightning Round. Well, first up on the docket, Bravo, the restaurant that had been operating in Village Point, is going to reopen May 20th. That after being closed for pretty much the entire pandemic. Bravo has now 27 locations in 14 states. They had more, but they had an ownership change. A lot of stores closed, but the Omaha store was one that was chosen to stay open. Speaking of restaurants, Trenton, you and I have been known to enjoy cheeseburgers. And there's a place in town called Cheeseburgers, a takeout joint, which I understand is quite good. 40th and Farnham. Yeah, they're going to 168th and Harrison. And then also not too terribly far from there at 180th and Q Street, Bearded Brewer Ale. Bearded Brewer Ale is going to have a grand opening today.
Hope he uses a hairnet when he brews.
You and me both. I can never say that. Cross Strain Brewing here in Omaha. Very, very popular. I know some people that basically the only beer they drink is
we were involved in their first location.
The Cross Strain Fairy Nectar and all these different.
Great reputation.
Yeah, and they are announcing a second location. This one is going to be inside the renovated Ashton building at 1229 Millwork Avenue in the Millwork Commons development. That's that part of North Downtown we've talked about.
Flywheel's in, right?
Mm-hmm. Flywheel moved their headquarters in there. And in a press release, the company said, we will offer all of our award-winning beers made in our La Vista production facility, as well as locally made cider, wine, and non-alcoholic options in the city's newest destination area. The new tap room will be featuring a breathtaking all-new mural by local artist Norm Foriva.
They have a cool mural in their facility now on Portal Road, kind of where Cheer Athletics is temporarily going.
And so that will be a place to definitely go see, just a little bit north of TD Ameritrade Park. And I believe they were going to be ready. Yeah, they said when you're at TD Ameritrade Stadium this summer, make sure you stop by. So a nice addition to the Millwork Commons North Downtown area. Trenton, we have an interesting little story here. Curry in a Hurry, which is a restaurant in Omaha, is hosting a celebrity food challenger named Randy Santel for a Curie challenge. What's this all about?
Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Good clients of ours, the gentlemen and their wives with Curry in a Hurry at 8303 Maple Street. This guy has over 1 million followers, social media influencer, of course. This Randy is going to eat, I think it's like 7 pounds of curry food, and it's called the Maha Curry Challenge, and it's going to be at 6 o'clock on Thursday, May 6th, and there's tickets available. Check it out online. I posted it. Hopefully they'll take it on Omaha Food Lovers, so you can check that out. And very cool place. It's like the first drive-through Indian restaurant anywhere.
Well, Make sure you sign up for our new newsletter. We just had our 4th issue come out on Thursday, and you can see the current and past issues by going to growomaha.com and clicking on Market Report in the navigation bar. So you can read all the newsletters there, and you can sign up for it. Just since our newsletter came out on Thursday of this week, we've had about 100 new people sign up for that. So don't be left out. Sign up for the Grow Omaha newsletter. Trenton, everyone loves donuts, and that means they'll be happy to hear that Spud Nuts.
Made out of potatoes.
Yeah, Spud Nuts is now
Potato
open.
flour.
920 North 204th Street in Elkhorn. I think I might run by there tomorrow morning before church. And
Congratulations to Cutchall Restaurant Management, Greg Cutchall. Great guy, owner of several restaurants, and it'll be fun.
The first day of the Farmers Market at Village Point is going on right now. The Farmers Market at Village Point will run 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. each Saturday through October 2nd. Foodandwine.com has made a list of the best pizza in every single state. And so here in Nebraska, the best pizza was a tie among 3 Omaha places: Orsi's Italian Bakery and Pizzeria, La Casa, and Lighthouse Pizza.
Interesting.
Yeah, those are all great places. There are a couple that I think give those 3 a challenge.
You got to try Backlot Pizza and Kitchen is really good too.
Outstanding Detroit style pizza. Zio's is always good, and of course, as an Omaha native, I've always liked Big Fred's too.
You got to be weaned on that as a child, but yes.
Well, the music is playing, which means that we are out of time for this week. But we hope you have a great early, late spring, summer weekend. I'm Jeff Beals.
And I'm Trenton Magid.
You've been listening to Grow Omaha, and it's brought to you by D&M Roofing and NAI NP Dodge. We'll talk with you again next week at 9 o'clock a.m. right here on News Radio 1110 KFAB.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a trap.
Wait, can you turn your microphone off?
Yeah.
I was like, did I turn that off?
No, I did, and then,
rest.
yeah, but that's why I wear my. That's one reason you should always wear headphones.
It's still shooting.
Yeah.
Do you want to say goodbye?
Bye. Bye. Thank the nice lady, Trenton. Thank you.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.